All right, happy Monday, you guys. I am super stinking pumped tonight. Like a dream come true. When you never ask, the answer is always no, right? Like, I hope if we can learn any lesson tonight, if you never ask somebody, the answer is always no. And so a couple weeks back, put on some big girl panties and I was like, I know my girl Mariah is so busy, but if I don't ask her, then I know the answer is no. If I ask her, there's a chance she'll say yes. And I am beyond freaking honored that she is giving us her time tonight. I'm gonna let Mariah take the mic and give you all of her story, but I just want you to know that I've known Mariah. She's actually spoken on our team call probably like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe now, honestly, when we were baby diamond coaches and just like trying to really help one another out to like have some fresh energy on our team calls. And here she is back with like, man, all the accolades that I could spit out in the world. But more importantly, she just has a heart to serve, you guys. So tonight I want you guys to lean in. I know it is a later call for at least our team than normal, and maybe some of you guys on the East Coast, it's a little late, but I want you to lean in because we have a program launching here in December that is gonna change the game. We've watched Autumn change the game in our businesses. If you haven't been around Beachbody very long, she has changed the game every time a program's launched. And it's about to change again. And I'm so excited for that. So we have the pleasure tonight of hearing from Dr. Mariah White. And she's gonna share a bit of her story because it should be told over and over and over again. And one thing, you guys, my name is Brittany Frost, by the way. Welcome to my team's call tonight if you're joining us. But one thing I love, I used to be an elementary school teacher, and I love, especially in COVID, when we're through a screen like this, I love being able to see you. And if you're able to have your screen on tonight, the energy that you put out by your face being there and us seeing your faces it's important, especially now, I think more than ever. So if you can have your screen on tonight, I'm gonna challenge you to turn that on for us. Be present, lean in, take notes. If you've got questions, drop them in the chat for Mariah, and we'll definitely make sure she gets those answered for everyone. Mariah, I'm gonna mute myself. You take it away, sister.
Oh my gosh, Britt, it's such an honor. Guys, seriously, like as she's talking, I'm starting to get teary-eyed because I remember 5 years ago when we had a team call and there was like, I don't know, Britt, like 6 people, like ish, maybe, I don't know. It was so small. And now I'm like, holy cow, there's 2 pages on my screen. And it's so exciting when I sit there and I see 40 people, 4 remarkable, incredible, beautiful humans on the screen. And I hope that I can serve you tonight. So like Britt said, I am Dr. Mariah White. I'm a passionate tiny human healer. I'm a doc NP. I'm a pediatric nurse practitioner, and I love what I do. I truly, truly love what I do. But outside of that, I'm also a passionate health and happiness coach. I'm a mom to a toddler who's currently screaming because it's time over. And I'm a bonus mama to a 6-year-old who literally can't stop moving or talking. For any who have that group, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm a dog mama. We just got a pit bull, like all the things in the world. Some of the backstory of who I am a 7-star diamond coach in my first CBC, a 1-star diamond in my second CBC. I'll share with you guys how that came to be in just the last year, because I hope it gives you value. I hope it gives you passion and belief in this business, because you truly can accomplish anything that you put your mind to in this business. I'm also a 3-time premier team leader of Team Bold and Beautiful, my team, my heart, my community that I've built over the last 5 years. And truly, it doesn't make any sense unless I start with the beginning. So when I first started as a coach, well, before that, how I was invited, my coach asked me, but she took 8 months to finally get a yes from me. And I was that epitome of the person that was like, if you don't follow up, you're never going to get the answer. Just like Britt said, like, you never know unless you ask. Well, my coach would ask and ask and ask. And I actually took offense to it mildly because she was my college athletic trainer's wife. She knew I was a college athlete. How dare you ask me to work out at home? That is not okay. I was like, is she crazy? Like, seriously, I'm an athlete. Mind you, it didn't really matter. I just was like, in this bubble of like, I'm too good to do at-home fitness. And I would make fun of people who were doing Insanity Max and P90X. And I heard Tony Horton talk for all of 30 seconds. And I was like, dude, I cannot listen to him anymore. Like, I cannot. Anybody who has been around long enough and you've tried Tony Horton, he was very different in 22 Minute Hardcore. The man was amazing in that promo video or that program, but not so much in P90. That's my little caveat. Anyway, so she continued to ask me, but what she didn't know is that I was actually dealing with a really hard time in my life. I was actually in a domestically violent relationship. I was in a domestically violent marriage for 5 years. And I was in this place of, I would rather work. And at the time I was working as a bedside nurse, and I would just work 6 hours so that I never had to go home. I didn't want to go home because I didn't want the potential hit. I didn't potential of having to show my face in an ER, depending on how my ex-husband to act one night. I didn't want to deal with that. So I would work, and then I'd come home, and then I'd work, and then I'd come home. But what was lacking was self-care, love, and the belief that I was worth more. And then all of a sudden, as things were going on, I got to this place where I hit rock bottom. I decided, well, Mariah, maybe it's just better if you're not here. Maybe it's just better if you didn't have to worry about this anymore. And this was back when notifications still popped up on my phone. And I remember vividly, it was December, and I was in my closet. I was holding my husband's 9mm at the time, and I had every intention of taking my life. I had every intention on pulling the trigger because I just felt worthless. Couldn't leave marriage. I couldn't leave that relationship. And I just felt so down by life. And I just remember feeling like, I promise you I have more in me, but I just don't have any more to give. And in that moment, that message popped up on my phone. And all it was just a reminder that she was thinking of me, that she still thinks that I would be perfect for this, that she sees some potential in me, and that she's hoping I'm having a good day. She had no idea that that's what I was dealing with. And I remember in that moment, I had $176 in my bank account. At the time, it cost $172 with tax to get a challenge pack. I remember I put the gun down. My ex-husband had no idea. I walked outside the closet and I said, I know that I've been talking to you about this, but I'm signing up. Literally used almost every single penny to my name to sign up. And in that moment, I was able to take back control, hence control freak, right? And I'll go into that. But I was able to take back control of my life. I saw worth. I saw value. I believed that I was made for more. And fast forward 5 years later, I was able to leave that marriage. I've actually had conversations with my ex-husband between now and then. I've never really shared about that. And I've never talked about that unless I was on this. This is the first call I've talked about, but we've had a lot of good conversations and healing. He's had a lot of healing. He went and sought out help. He no longer was on drugs. I've gotten a lot of healing because of Beachbody and the things that have come into my life. And he's living his different life. And here I am, and I have a beautiful 18-month-old baby girl. I'm in a beautiful relationship with my partner. I have a beautiful bonus daughter. And here we are. I've gone on to get my doctorate. I've gone on to do a million things. I've built this remarkable team, Team Bold and Beautiful. And I've been able to accomplish so many things in Beachbody. But guys, if you heard nothing else of my story, I want you to hear the fact of that relentless belief in the follow-up. I know right now there's somebody you probably know that you want a message, but you're hesitant. Or maybe you're just sending invites, but then you're scared what the potential of what somebody could think of you, what they could say, how they could feel. I promise you, you never know who's on the receiving end of that invite and whose life you could possibly save. So if right now you're sitting there like, dang, I need to send that girl an invite, then I am giving you all permission in the world to take your phone and make a little note and just send that invite right after, because that person needs you. I thank my coach every single day for saving my life. Beachbody changed my life, yes, but that message saved my life. And I know that lots of anti-MLM people like to throw that into a spin of what Mariah said and how that blah, I don't care. I know this is getting recorded and I want everybody to hear me. Beachbody gave me the tools, the total solution to heal my life from inside and out, personal development and growth. But that message, somebody seeing me as a person of value, that saved my life. And I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission as an African-American woman to stand here before you and say, I'm on a mission to help other people, amazing humans, regardless of race, color, ethnicity, gender, background, social, economic status, whatever it is. I want every single human that I come into contact with to know that Beachbody has the ability to give you more than you could possibly dream. It has the ability to literally light your soul on fire. And here is how. March 4th, 2020. I was a doc NP. I had been a practicing doc NP for about 3 years. March 4th of 2020, I was dealing with a toxic situation at work. And March 4th, 2020, my entire job, 6 figures, was ripped out from under me. I was terminated as a pediatrician. It was crazy. It was insane. And then a week later, if you guys remember, I know everything's a blur. 2020 has felt like 10 years in one. But that week, that very next week, COVID happened. But mind you guys, I need you to think back to before COVID. Before you had this idea of a pandemic, all I knew was I was a mom, I had a house, I have 2 cars, and all of a sudden 6 figures of income was ripped out from under me. And I remember walking out of that office being like, I don't know what to do. I'm lost. I don't know what to do. I don't even know how to think right now. And I remember sitting in my car for 2 solid hours. I didn't know who to call. I didn't want to have a conversation. I felt mortified. I felt embarrassed. I felt ashamed, but I didn't do anything wrong. It was a whole debacle. But for 2 hours, I sat in my car and I felt my feels. And then at 2 hours and 1 minute, you want to know what I did? I grabbed this wonderful phone that we work our business on, and I sent over 100 invites. 100 invites. Why? Because I have a business that can bring income beyond your wildest freaking dreams. I sent 100 invites. After I sent 100 invites, you know what I did? I called every pediatric private office within a 25-mile radius, and I was literally asking if they had any openings. In that same 2-hour to 3-hour time span, I sent out 100 invites, and I had 5 interviews set up as a doc NP. Because I knew my value, I knew my worth, I knew where I had been, and I knew where I was going. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit. I got offers from almost every single one of the practices. But guess what? I'm going to insert COVID sucks. They weren't hiring anybody. They weren't taking anybody. I'm too expensive for them to pay me, right? So you guys are sitting there thinking, well, Mariah, you're a healthcare worker. They need you. No, they didn't. They did not need me. The only place that needed me was New York City. And I was sitting down and I had a really hard conversation with my partner. And I said, I can take a 6-week assignment to New York. I don't know what that will look like. I don't know if I'm going to live, and I don't know if I'll be back. And she said, I support you with what you want to do, but I also want you to remember that Bianca's not even a year old. And I had to take a really hard look at what I wanted in my life. Am I chasing after financial stability in dangerous situations? Or am I sitting there and going to take control of myself? And in that moment, I realized, again, Beachbody has never let me down. Never let me down. So I put my big girl panties on yet again, and I worked my business. Guys, at the beginning of 2020, I was a paid 1-star diamond. I'm a 7-star diamond coach. How does that happen in a span of 6 months? Hard work, grit, hustle, and an unwavering belief that it will happen no matter what. What did I do differently? Nothing. I just had my back against the wall and the understanding that this was my only option. So right now you might be saying, well, Mariah, I have another job. Or Mariah, this is my only option. I'm asking you to level up, to put your big girl pants on, big guy pants on. I don't know if I see any dudes on here, but I want you to understand that you can make this business happen. You just have to choose to. And guys, I went not having an income. Well, I was working Beachbody and I was making good money at that point, right? But not having my stable 6-figure income that I was getting as a doc MP. And guys, in the month of January, and I'm an income disclaimer right here, like no guarantees, hard work, diligent effort, yada, 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 all that blah, blah stuff that we say, right? In the month of July, I brought home $13,000. I have never in my life seen that. Never in my life. I make a cap as a doc MP. I can't go any higher than $140,000 a year. That's my cap. That's my limit. No matter how many years experience, no matter how many bonuses, I am not allowed to make more than that. Do you want to know the cap for Beachbody? There isn't one. So why are you limiting yourself? Why are you holding back and saying, well, Mariah, I don't know if I can get there. I don't know if I can get to diamond. I don't know if I can make 6 figures. I don't know if I can make seven figures. I don't even know if I could pay my electric bill with my paycheck next week. You don't know unless you try. You don't know unless you do the business activity tracker every single day. Do you see how quick that was? Because they live on my desk. There's never a day that goes by that I don't know what business activity tracker, vital behaviors I need to do every single day. Guys, I am not the coach that's going to blow smoke up your butt. I'm going to tell you that I can, on average, hit Success Club. The highest Success Club points that I get was 60. I love to be around Success Club 10 to Success Club 20-ish. You're not going to hear me say, I hit Success Club 150. One, I don't roll like that. I don't coach like that. And I want nothing to do with that. Sorry, Ashley Molstead. I love you, but it's not going to happen. Don't want it, right? But I'm also going to tell you that it takes hard work, diligence, and effort every single day to show up. I know that right now, this season is hard. I know that there are some of you, God bless you, you are doing virtual school from home. I know there's some of you that are teachers, and God, it is hard as heck right now, and you don't know what's going on. I know some of you are healthcare workers, and you are stuck in this place of just exhaustion and sadness, and you don't know how to keep going. There's some of you who are stay-at-home moms. I was a stay-at-home mom for 7 months. God bless you. I wanted to, Lord Jesus, I was not made to be at home. I am a better mom because I work outside of the home. I think of Julianne, my girl Julianne Candia, heck to the no. When she told me that she got a nanny, I said, praise Jesus, I've had one from day one. Like, no, But guys, I know all of us are dealing with a season. We just went through, if you guys are in Canada, I wish I was you, because we went through a horrific election. It was a friggin' nightmare over the last couple of months. There was a lot of tension, racial tension, a lot of tension between people who are just like, you're a neighbor, you're a human, but I'm treating you like crap because of X, Y, and Z. Like, we need to get over it, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. But right now, you have life's golden ticket. You have freedom. You have the ability to help people with the total solution in their health, their fitness, their happiness. And that's the biggest thing, their happiness. Guys, I'm telling you right now, I was broken. I was broke. I did not know where to turn, and I was going to give up on life. But my mess turned into my message. My mess turned into my message, and my story matters just like yours does. And right now, you have the ability to help a lot of freaking people. And the way that you can do that is getting behind 9-Week Control Freak. You like how I merged into that? Bam, made it happen. Get behind 9-Week Control Freak. Get behind it. You don't like Autumn? I promise you this program is different. The girl, she knows this, I say it to her face. She talks forever in 21-Day Fix. She talks forever in 80-Day Obsession. I promise you, she does not talk in 9-Week Control Freak because she's dying. We are dying. There is no possible way. Like, she talks, but you're not listening. And I tell her that all the time. It got so bad that the podcast was like, can we wear AirPods? She's like, yes, as long as you can hear me cue. I didn't listen to her. I listened to some like gangster rap and hip hop. Okay. Throw your music in. It's going to be okay. It is a hardcore program, and you need to get behind it. The biggest things, and you guys can drop in the chat what questions you have, but the biggest thing you need to advertise right now is this program is 28 less. Technically, it's 22 minutes of work or less. 22 minutes. 28 if you count the one, the cool down. You want to throw in the controlled stretches at night, add an extra 10 minutes. But really, you should capitalize on the fact that this is 28 minutes or less. People say they don't have time for 30 minutes. Okay, fine. I took 2 minutes off for you. 28 minutes less. It's 28 minutes. That's it. And guys, the thing that I want you guys to kind of wrap your head around the most is this program is not like anything else. Some of you are going to ask me, what program can I do that's similar? There's not one. The most hardcore workout I thought before 9-week Control Freak was 6 weeks of the prep. That's probably the hardest workout in the library. I've done 26 programs total. I would say 6 weeks of the work is the hardest program, and the 9-week Control Freak came in. So if you are looking at somebody and you're saying, hey, you have 50 pounds to lose, don't be a jackass and tell them to start with 9-week Control Freak. I'm sorry. I know I'm probably not allowed to cuss. I apologize, moms, but don't do that. Right now, capitalize on real time. Do 21-day fix real time, 21-day fix extreme real time. Don't do 80-day obsession because nobody has time for her to talk for 60 minutes. It's just not fun. And we're just going to continue to move. Sarah, your laugh made me laugh. Sorry, I just saw you like die and it made me laugh. But no, seriously, she talks forever. I love her. I tell her this to her face, so it's okay. And guys, seriously capitalize on that. Right now, you should be running some type of exclusive prep group for 9-week Control Freak. Talk about 21-day fix. Talk about 21-day fix extreme. Do the real time because it's the best in correlation, right? Like if you go back in time, you're just doing the same workouts for 3 weeks. It's kind of boring and nobody's program is like that anymore. Real time is at least a progression. The next thing is a lot of people ask about 80-day obsession and is it the same? Because how 80-day obsession had phases. No, because 80-day obsession, you did a week's work of workouts and they were the same workouts, just different reps and weights and things like that. You never repeat the same workout in 9-week Control Freak. The only workout that you repeat in a phase is total body tone, and you will be grateful that you do that because that's your days to like lift heavy. Otherwise, it's lots of reps, lighter weight. If you're looking for a heavy lifting program, this is not it. You don't need weights. I'm a heavy lifter. I didn't need anything more than 20s. You don't need it. I never owned 8 pounds. I had to go buy 8 pounds because I'm literally like, I can't lift my arm. Oh my God. Like the control track just kills you. So that's my recommendation there. I'm going to check the chat and see if you guys have any questions. You guys can unmute yourself. It's a dialogue, not a monologue. I'm here to answer your questions.
Mariah, is this something that you think, it's Leia, sorry.
Hey.
Is this something that you think somebody can truly modify and do?
That's a really hard question. It would depend on the modifications, honestly. So Kat, she's gonna hate me. She says that Kat's the modifier. She's a modifier-ish. So if you have like knee issues and you don't want to get on the step, yes, you can follow Kat. If you have like range of motion in your shoulder, like I volleyball player, partially tore my rotator cuff. I've had all of those injuries. I was able to do it. You just lighten up the load and lighten up the band because you have 2 different types strength bands. In terms of like modification, in terms of endurance, I didn't get to press pause. You get to press pause, take advantage of it. That's kind of my thought process with that. There's not a whole lot of modifications, but also the moves aren't super complex until you get to phase 3, where she's like having to jump on the step and do a herky and back jumps and all. She's just crazy. She's crazy. She gets crazy.
Hey, Mariah, can you talk about, since you started sharing a little bit about the equipment, can you talk about the different pieces of equipment, how we're going to see them in the program, maybe what your favorite stuff working with that we haven't seen yet?
Yeah, so great question. So you're going to have a control track, which is a loop It's essentially like a rope. It's not really a rope, but think of it as a rope that loops around your door frame. You need to have one, the correct door. Please do not use a door that has glass on it, and do not use a door that opens the incorrect way. What that means is if your door frame is here, the door has to shut and pull against the door frame. The reason why I moved my gym from inside my normal gym to my garage is because I needed a door that did that. I almost ripped the door off the hinges. Do not use the incorrect door. If you don't have a door that works in your space, they also have created a wall mount option, which is two like screws that go into a stud, and you can modify the track that way. For those of you, I was literally just on a call with Autumn right before this one. For those of you who are like in a dorm or an apartment, I would say get creative. Use your front door. Use your front door. If that means that you have to run in and out, whatever. If that means your neighbors are looking at you crazy, whatever. Or just put your loop on the opposite side of the door you use, because like my door leads to a hallway. If I put the loop on the opposite side and pull out against the resistance and then open the door and run back in, I can still do the workout. It's not impossible to do the workout. You just have to get creative with it. The next thing that you want is your step. If you guys did Transform 20, you already have the step. If you need to get the step, don't get mad at me, Autumn, if you watch this recording, go get the step off Amazon. Do not get any other piece of equipment on Amazon. The step is the only thing. That is it. So you need a step. And then you need a ball that's going to come together. It's not like a normal medicine ball. This ball is kind of like squishy, if that makes sense, because it's going to help with your motions, your range of motion. Like she has it in between your knees. She has a lot of ab moves with it. You're going to do a lot of abs with the ball on the lower end of your back and do crunch moves, which is really awesome because it actually gives you more extension and flexion in your abdominal muscles. So those are going to be your equipment. And then my favorite is the track. Guys, if you've been to a gym, like the cables, you are able to do so much more range of motion from here and up versus just having the weights, right? So you can't get those type of muscle movements with just weights. And being able to do, she calls them pull or push moves, being able to do that on the control track is amazing. I'm also 5'11", and that ball is death for anybody who's tall. Like Rob, me, all of us were just laughing because it was just like, she would be like throwing her legs in your air and you're like, what are you doing? So it definitely challenges your lower abdominal muscles for the taller people that are in this, but that ball is awesome. Like you're going to get it and you're gonna be like, really, Autumn, what are we about to do with this? This is not going to do anything. But if you use the ball the correct way, it really does target the right muscles. You're funny, Sarah. Do you feel like the track is safe for the door? I rent and I don't want to damage it. Yeah. I totally think this is weird to show you my garage door, but there's no damage to the garage door. Bianca literally like grabs the control track and like hits it against the door. It doesn't do anything. The only thing that will happen, Sarah, to be honest, is like the beeline bands have a little bit harder of a handle. And if it hits the door, get a magic eraser and it'll come right off. Like Mr. Clean magic eraser, it just comes right off. Okay, as long as I'm, oh, let me talk. Okay, somebody is somebody pregnant? I think. Yes. Okay. So I was the crazy, Brittany knows this. I was the crazy pregnant woman who was doing like Transform 20 and like totally lifting. As a medical professional, I'm going to say two things. You should be working out when you're pregnant. It is good for you and it's good for baby. Just monitor your heart rate. As a medical professional, I'm also going to advise you to have any conversation with your OBGYN because I do not know if you are a high-risk pregnancy. That's my caveat. The third thing I'm going to say is this program can be modified. If I was pregnant right now, yes, I would do 9-week control freak. That is me and my opinion. That is not anything that Beachbody has me saying. I know I have to be super like cautious about what I say as a person in the cast, but that would be my personal preference. Be careful with your balance on the step. And obviously modify the ab moves, but outside of that, I would be totally fine using this program. I wouldn't advertise it to other pregnant women, but I can tell by like your like, yes, I got this. You're gonna be fine. Postpartum, I would definitely be careful though. I would give yourself truly the 4 to 6 weeks of rest, just because you're going to be using a lot of your abdominal muscles. And I don't want you to have diastasis recti where that muscle pulls apart from straining. So if you do, really just kind of listen to your body and modify when you need to, because you don't want those muscles on your abdominal wall to separate when you're doing those pull moves with the band. Okay. What nutrition program did you do? I did, it was Autumn's birthday, Christina Delgado's birthday, Jose's birthdays, Paul and Production's birthday. We were not doing anything but foundational fix because Autumn was drinking. Everybody was like having a good time. I didn't get crazy. My nutrition probably wasn't the greatest out of all the programs. I think my best nutrition was definitely time nutrition. And I've gone back and forth with when I do this program again on the 4th of January to do time nutrition, because I think anybody who did that would get epic results. But I also want you to understand time nutrition doesn't fit into everybody's schedule. I have a lot of night shift nurses that is not possible. Do not do it. Do not advertise it. Do not talk about it. Time nutrition is very, very hard for night shift people and third shift people. Foundational fix worked perfect. You're going to reevaluate at each phase. So if you're done with phase 1 and you dropped a ton of weight, maybe you need to go from plan C to plan B. You can do that within that. And I think it works very well. Now, for those of you who love 2B mindset, there's a couple of people in the 2B, not in the cast. The cast did UPF, but there are a couple people in the Success Starter group that did 2B mindset that have had amazing results, because at the end of the day, Ashley McLennan had a great call on the National Wake Up Call. Do the nutrition program that you will do for life. Don't just do a program and be like, I'm going to follow what Autumn says. There's some people, one of my, she's like my best friend, and she's part of my downline. She loves the Shift Shop program, like nutrition program, loves it. She sticks to that. That is her jam. And she does it over and over and over again. Guys, I couldn't tell you what that freaking program looked like. I don't remember. That was so long ago. I'm like, didn't he use containers? I think he used containers. I think I remember getting pork chops, like whatever works for you, just do it. If you love 2B mindset and you love the bunnies, stick to it. If you like the containers, great. If you are doing Whole30 and it's working for you, do that. Whatever works for you.
I had a question, Mariah. I think you're in the group. It's like Countdown to Control Freak, where they were sharing Amazon links for equipment. I had a few girls purchase the door bullshit that they posted, and now they think that they can just not use the equipment that Beachbody is providing, and they're wondering if there's just digital access, and I don't think there is. I think it's the bundle, right? Because they want you to be using the exact door system that Beachbody has.
Let me pull up my text. I have the correct answer that I will give you. 2 seconds.
I guess my main question is, how are you explaining that to them? Because they don't believe me. They're like, no.
You know what? Girlfriend, give me a second. I want to find the answer for you and not speak out of turn. Autumn literally just was talking about this 2 seconds ago.
Okay.
I want to say there is a digital access though. So, you know what? I posted it here. Countdown to Control Freak. Okay. So, digital access deluxe. There's a VIP access and accessory bundle that comes with the control track and the ball. That's the lowest one that you can get. So if people are just like, I don't want to spend a ton of money, they still have to spend $100 for that. And that's $99 US and 110 Canadian and 99 euro for the UK and France people.
Right.
So honestly, Bailey, I don't have this issue because I talk about it from my team standpoint of this is a business and volume equals income. You need to buy the package that makes sense. And you need to buy the package that you can then talk about. You're not going to promote a challenge pack and then say, Yeah, but you can get Shaco and then you can get the door frame from Amazon and then you can buy it here and you can buy, then it's not a total solution. So I would just talk about it as, how are you going to sell this program? If these are coaches, if these are customers, lesson release. If these are coaches, say, how are you going to then sell this program when you have a blue door frame or a blue control track and you're trying to sell them a $200 completion or a challenge pack that you don't even have, that you can't even show them? Because if they do virtual gyms like how I do, when they're moving the control track up and down in the speed that I do it, they're not going to be able to do it, because the one from Amazon, you have to keep taking the loops out. I bought it because I wanted to see for my team. It does not work.
Yeah.
So
no, it's like a discount coach. And that's the thing, is my whole team knows that they need to buy their actual package. So
Bailey,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to brush them off. Bless and release. Like,
Oh
shit.
no, yeah, totally. I'm more of like a straight to the point person, and they know, like, I just told them, no, too bad. Like, you can't just get stuff off of Amazon. So,
and literally, like, do not. So Autumn is going to say, do not purchase anything off of Amazon. The ball is a different size. It's not as squeezable. The control track is not as pliable. Guys, I'm not kidding. I got 7 or 8 Beeline bands because they weren't the right color. They weren't the right resistance. They weren't right fit. Like, she wanted everything to be perfect. I think I have 4 control tracks before we got the right one, before film day. Like, FedEx was at my door every 5 seconds, right? So I definitely say, don't buy anything off of Amazon. The only caveat is, if you need a control step, or that's the only piece of equipment that you're missing outside of the entire thing, go get the control track off, or the step off of Amazon. That's not that big of a deal. You can get them from Target. I want to say they were like $26 the last time I looked. I do think that volume equals income. Definitely promote the whole challenge pack. If you as a coach, this is for all of you, if you as a coach purchase the completion pack or the challenge pack and you say, this is what I order, you're more inclined to get your people to do the same thing. If they are like, I'm not spending the money, they're not your people. They're not your people, because then they don't understand the business mindset. At the end of the day, this is a business. If you're like, well, Mariah, I feel bad because I don't want them to spend the money. Volume equals income. They have to make the investment. They have to make the investment. At the end of the day, this is a business, and I run an elite business that is at this level. It does not go below. It's at here. Okay. So that's how I would talk about that. It's a great question.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Have you done other workout programs from start to finish? Is this program worth the additional cost? Asking because it's more expensive than other challenge packs. So looking for a response for people who have cost objections, because it always happens. Sherry, that's an awesome question. So 26 programs I have done start to finish, 26. The only program that I have not been able to do start to finish the way that it was created was 30-day breakaway, because I have a very frustrating knee condition that I could not run for. So I did the entire program without the runs. So I can speak to almost every program in the library. This program, you need to purchase the entire thing, and you need to talk about it as a program that will enhance fitness. Guys, there's nothing on the market that can really truly utilize a home gym the way that you would in a fitness gym, like Lifetime Fitness or LA Fitness or EOS or whatever else, Mountainside Fitness, whatever you guys have. Guys, this program is unlike anything you will ever see. The ability to use the control track, the ability to have that ball, the ability to use the step, and the ability to get this fitness in 22 minutes or less, it's mind-blowing. The DCT rounds, the Tabata rounds, the total body tone days, guys, it's unmatched. Guys, I have never done a program like this, and this program reminds me of college 3-a-days. That's not what I'm saying to intimidate you. I'm just saying the level of like true fitness and true masterminding that she put into this program is unmatched. So yes, I do think that it's worth it. And if you guys recall, the 80-day obsession challenge pack was $180. I think people forget that. When we bought 80-day obsession and we sold it, it was $180. And if they buy 30-day breakaway, they get what, $10 off, 10%? I can't remember. I want to say it's $10 off if they get 30-day breakaway. So utilize that right now. It's definitely worth the cost. Sherry, I think that was an awesome question. Aw, you're so cute, Sarah. Yes. Tag me in your stories. It'll be fun. I don't think I see any other questions. I bought Max 30 for 185 without bod. Yes, and it was just the DVDs. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Guys, think about that. Like you have to think about just the cost effectiveness of just Beachbody On Demand in its entirety. What is my favorite part about this program? Oh man, my favorite days are DCT days. I love the DCT days. Now the Tabata days, cardio days are just 18 minutes of hell. But the DCT days are amazing because guys, it reminds me of college days. Like I was a college athlete and it was like circuit training. So literally, I'm telling you, she tells you the moves and she says, hey, timer's on for 12 minutes and you just go. And you are competing with yourself. You're competing. Me and Tanya were always competing because she's Tanya the machine. Like me and Rob Pearson, like we were doing fun stuff, right? But you're just constantly competing and you're not competing in like a negative way. I'm a competitor, but I was competing with myself and you really need to fill out the trackers. And it was just so fun to see how you just excelled and how much stronger you got and how much like faster you got with each Tabata. That was my favorite part of the program for sure. Did you incorporate the nightly routine regularly? Yes. So we had to, and I loved it. It's almost like Unstressed meditation series on steroids, only it's with Autumn. Now, if you don't like Autumn's voice, listen to the music and just relax. Because that's what I keep hearing. People are like, I don't want to listen to Autumn. I'm like, guys, it's not like that. Like, she's just so chill and mellow. She's like sitting in her PJs in the middle of a living room and she just unwinds. Because, guys, think about it. Regardless of Autumn or not, we are constantly on our phone. We are constantly stimulated by things. We are constantly working and doing all of these things. And all that controlled stretch is a way to unwind and relax your mind, relax your body, and get ready to go to bed. Now, this isn't a do this control stretch and then run after your toddler, or do the control stretch and then get back on your phone. This is a do the control stretch and go take your butt to bed, because you're going to sleep so much better when you do it. When I was doing it that way, like I used to do it before I put Bianca to bed, it just like washed it. And then I did it after I put Bianca to bed. It was like the best way for me to go to sleep. Best way for me to go to sleep. Another question that I was getting is nutrition supplements. Yes to energize. Yes, I use hydrate, but no, you are not supposed to use hydrate. The experts and the scientists say you do not use hydrate unless it is you have exerted 30 minutes or more. But I drink hydrate with my energize regardless because it tastes better. So I do drink hydrate, and I did drink hydrate. I did drink recover, and I did do recharge. Why did I do recharge? Because recharge has always helped me to sleep better, and it helped with muscle recovery, because you're going to go through, especially for those of you who like, you guys are like, yes, I'm so pumped for this. And you're going to be like, really, Autumn? Like, this was so easy week 1. And then your butt's going to be like, I am sore for the rest of the program. It's just, yeah. If and when you do this program again, what would you do differently? Nutrition. So this is my 3rd round. I stopped because I was like, I'm going to get tired of this if I keep doing it. But I had gone on to the 3rd round of 9-week control freak because I had been doing this since July, and that's the program I've been doing. So what would I do differently? It was definitely hone in on my nutrition, because you can't outwork a bad diet. And the last couple of weeks has been a nightmare because at the hospital, it's just been super busy. COVID sucks like it always does. And I've been eating everything and anything. And doesn't matter how awesome Autumn's program is, it still doesn't outwork it. So definitely nutrition. Yes, recharge does need to be vegan. other question?
Hey, Mariah, really quick, you kind of just brushed upon a little bit of what the rest component is, but that's kind of a new concept with this program, is the idea of like incorporating rest, taking control of your rest too. Are there other ways that she does it beyond just that nighttime routine?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Brittany. I always forget about that. So it really is about taking full control of your fitness in those 22 minutes or less, in your nutrition, whether it's 2B Mindset or UPF, and then in your rest. So I'm sorry, I kind of mess up because when we were filming, we worked out Monday through Friday. There are 2 rest days built in and it changes within the phase. So don't quote me. She's very much well versed in this, but you'll do a rest day in phase 1 that lands on Wednesday and Sunday. Phase 2, I think it is Thursday and Saturday. And phase 3, I want to say it's a Tuesday and a Friday. It just kind of depends on the phase. And she'll walk you through that and you'll see the calendar. But it is so important to take those rest days. It is so important to allow your body to recover. Guys, I vividly remember it was phase 2 and I was the crazy person who's like, I'm going to do the sample workout of 30-day breakaway. And I'm like doing that plus the 10-minute bonus plus DCT day. And I was so doggone tired. And then the next day for filming, I filmed like crap. I literally was like, can we redo that? Like that was so bad. And it was just because I didn't take serious the amount of rest that I needed. Because guys, if you think about it, in those 22, and so within 22 minutes of the DCT round, you have 12 minutes of density. In the 12 minutes of density, that equates to one 21-day fixed extreme real-time workout. That's how much energy you exude in 12 minutes of your density round. And then you have your complex round, which is just heavy, hardcore lifting, push and pull moves. And then on top of it, you have 4 straight minutes of Tabata. Now, granted, she starts us off with reverse Tabata, right? Instead of it being 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, she starts 10 seconds on, 20 seconds off. But guys, as we get up to phase 2 and phase 3, where our true Tabatas are there, you need your rest. Don't try to be Superwoman. Don't try to think that you're a badass. We all know that you are. You don't have a point to prove. Just rest. Just rest. It's my biggest recommendation. The biggest dumbbells I have are 10s. They're normally challenging enough for upper body, sometimes lacking for lower body. What range of weights would you recommend? I would not go anything higher than, if your highest is 10, I would just stick with 10s and below. For guys or heavy lifters on here, I can literally do bicep curls with 30s, if that gives you any type of range. So I did not go anything higher than 20s because in a DCT round, you also have the complex round. So if she has an upper body day, you're doing upper body, but you do not drop the weights. The same weight that you use for your bicep curl is the same weight that you use for your tricep curl and your lat raise. So I can bicep curl and tricep curl a 30, but I cannot lat raise a 30. So with that move, I would be kind of irritated because I'd be like, oh, I have to drop down to a 15 or a 10. But guys, you're doing so many reps with it that by the time you're done, you're like, can I get a 2-pound weight? Like, is that possible? So trust the process, because there was a lot of times that all of us in the cast, we were super honest with a lot of people who have asked. We would start off with super heavy weights and then it would be like crap. And you'll see us, you'll literally see us on the screen. We'll throw our weights and we'll pick it up. And then we'd be texting in afterwards and Rob be like, I had to drop my 40s. And we're all like, why did you even pick them up? Like, you know better. So I truly think 20 pounds or less, 20 pounds or less, I promise. Any other questions? You guys are awesome. This was fun. I'm excited for this program. Now I'm like, dang it, I want to go to this program tomorrow. And I'm like committed to not picking it up until January 4th. That's my other thing. And then I will be quiet. Do not do me a favor. You guys understand that Beachbody has had a lot of shipping delays. I understand that you just heard Carl on the National Wake Up Call talk about, oh, we have 1,000, yeah, we have 1,000,000 boxes. And I am just like, Carl, I love you, but we are not doing this program until the 4th, because if you decide that on December 7th, when you order, that you're going to start this program the very next week, you're going to be very upset when you don't have your control track. And from day one, she starts with a control track. From day one, she starts with a ball. So my recommendation is get as many people as you can in that coach VIP window, because you're going to be talking about 21 Day Fix. You're going to be talking about the exclusive prep group that you're running, and you are going to gear them up and get this hype group going. And then January 4th, when everybody has all of their equipment, you have your equipment, then you'll be able to do this program the way that you want to, and your coaches and the customers that you bring in will be able to see success.
I love that. Yes, that's exactly why I get it while it's hot. Like, don't wait. Launch day, be there for it, right? And on my team, Mariah, we have this little hashtag that we like to say, it starts with me, right?
Oh,
And if I don't do it on launch day, how the heck do I expect a single other person to enroll, right? It's just like what you said with the equipment. So it starts with me, it starts with us, you guys. So yes, Mariah, you reminded me tonight how much I freaking love you and miss you. When can we have live events again, you guys?
Right?
Ah,
COVID's up.
you're truly a treasure. You're a gem. You are an inspiration in my life, sister. Like, you literally exude just Beachbody boldness. And it's something that, like, I cling to, right? But you're just strong. You're a strong woman. And Bianca, like, your family, I'm just choked up right now thinking about it, because you really do. You in that moment when that notification came up and you made a decision to take $172 that was in your bank account when you only had 176 and buy the freaking challenge pack and just take the freaking chance. Like, man, thank God you did. I'm so, so grateful you did. So thank you so much for tonight.